Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good evening to everyone joining from Bangladesh and different part of the world. On behalf of Bangladeshi engineers and architects worldwide, BEAWorld, I am warmly welcome you all to BEAWorld webinar session number 71. I am Engineer Mridul Hasan, PEng, your moderator for today's session. It is truly pleasure and honor to moderate this important professional discussion. Today's webinar topic is difference between OHS, so that Occupational Health and Safety, and PSM, Process Safety Management. This is very timely and highly important subject because many professionals use OHS and PSM interchangeably. However, in real industry practice, these two are different in purpose, scope, risk category, and implementation approach. Understanding this difference is critical for ensuring safety workplace, safe operation, and sustainable industrial performance. Before we begin, I would like to share a few sessional guidelines. Please keep your microphone muted through the session to avoid background noise. You may write your question anytime in chat box. We will have dedicated question and answer session for 30 minutes after the main discussion. Please keep your question short, specific, and relevant to this topic. We highly encourage active participants because your question will make this session more interactive and meaningful. It is also my pleasure to acknowledge our special guest, Engineer Sheikh Al-Amin, Vice President, the Institute of Engineers, Bangladesh, IEB Headquarters, Ramna, Dhaka. Sir, thank you very much for joining us today and supporting this session. Now, it is my great honor to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Mr. Faisal Ahmed. Mr. Faisal Ahmed is a highly experienced safety, fire, and emergency response specialist within more than 20 years of professional experience in heavy chemical and industrial environment. Mr. Faisal worked for leading chemical industries, including Tronox Incorporation in Unub Al Sinai Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a globally recognized chemical manufacturing organization. He has a strong expertise in safety management system SMS, fire management system FMS, and emergency management system EMS, and is well known for micro-level safety analysis and control measure implementation. A remarkable achievement in his career, including receiving a Safety Improvement Award 2014 for designing a mini breathing apparatus MBA capable for supporting 10 to 12 users simultaneously for rescue and maintenance activities in IDLH zones. He is certified in multiple international competency areas, including Incident Commander IC, Firefighter Level 2, Hazard Mark Tech Level 2, Confined Space and High Angle Rescue, Incident Investigation, Behavior-Based Safety, which is called BBS, Authorized Gas Tester, and more. Currently, he is serving managing partner of Fire and Safety Management, safety collaborator of CPI BUET, director of Safety Awareness Foundation SAF, and holds several other national and international professional roles. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcome our speaker, Mr. Faisal Ahmed, for his keynote talk. Mr. Faisal Ahmed, thank you for joining us today. The floor is now yours. You may kindly begin your presentation on the difference between OHS and PSM. Thank
Thank,
you very
thank you very much for nice introduction, and it is a great honor to be a part of a knowledge sharing through the platform, which is actually one of the area that you will reach to maximum people and professionals. Having said so, that industrial requirements and industrial safety applications depends on system and programs. So today's discussion is actually to highlight the differences between OHS and PSM. I like to begin with a simple questions, and I like to have some participation to answer. It is not necessary. There is no pass and fail. Just to trick a mind that where we are going to speak. As you know that many of us we know very well in safety culture program and system and other things. OHS, many of us having different understanding. So what is actually occupational health means? I just wanted to ask this question, and then we'll move forward. Is there anybody can tell me what is the meaning of occupational health? Am I audible?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, please proceed.
I am Engineer MD Sulaiman.
Yeah, please begin.
I am Engineer MD Sulaiman. Occupational health, that I just want to tell you just in a single language shortly what I understand. Occupational health, environmental, and PSM means personal safety management, personal protection.
No. Okay, is there anybody else to answer?
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Actually, it is a multidisciplinary field that is concerned with safety, health, and welfare that is related to people at work.
Okay. This is what actually I wanted to hear, and this is a little bit misconceptions. Sorry to say that. Occupational health refer to the facility environment, whether it is safe for work or not. If the facility is not healthy, then the safety cannot be achieved. Occupational health refers not the people health, it is referred to the facility health. Okay, thank you very much. Let us move.
Can I say?
It is freezed. Okay. The aim and objective of these discussions, the primary aim of this course is to share knowledge. The first things is just share knowledge and information with participations. The objective of these topics to enable participants to know differences between OSH and PSM and enhance efforts to define planning practice to achieve a safe working environment. So this is a very targeted objective. So if we have to reach in our clear understanding, then we can perform well. Occupational health and safety versus PSM. You can see a display showing on the left side. On the left side, it shows occupational health and safety. On right side, it shows process safety management. So number one, the Occupational health and safety, it refers to a high frequency and effects on a person. PSM, a low frequency and affects multiple people. So if there are occupational health related incident happens, it will only affect a few people or one people. But process safety management, if there are any incident, it will affect multiple people. So remember, if 100 people are working in the place, occupational health is a minor, but process safety management will consider in a broad level. Generally refers to a classic health and safety normally associated with prevention of trips, slips, fall, alike. There's been a minor incidents. It's not a catastrophic incident it is talking. So
Hello. I think there is some problem in internet connection. I'll check with her. Okay, I have checked with him, so he will join. তো এই ব্রেকে আমি একটু কথা বলি। তো আচ্ছা, মিস্টার ফয়সাল অলরেডি জয়েন করেছে, তো আমরা ক্যান ব্যাক টু দ্য সেশন।
something crazy is happening. আচ্ছা, আমার স্ক্রিন কি ক্লিয়ার আপনাদের কাছে? অডিও এখন ভিডিও?
ভিডিও ওকে, অডিও মাঝে মাঝে ডিস্টার্ব করে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, এখন কথা বলি কি অবস্থা। Okay, you can see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's clearly visible.
Okay. Well, we were in the point 2. So generally refers to the classic health and safety normally associated with the prevention of trips, fall, and small injuries, as we were speaking. So for process safety management, it includes those trips, fall, and other things. And then it also prevention unintentional release of chemical, energy, or hazardous material. So normally it is not in the occupational health and safety, it is in a process safety management. This program is Then number 3, considered consequences at human level only. So if you have occupational health safety program in your facility, it focuses to save people who they are working. It means it's only dedicated for employees, not for the machineries, not for the property, not for the factory, not for the production side. It means it is a minor, but in process safety management, it considers consequences of accidents of a human, environment, and business level. So it means the 3 things that when we speak, a life, property, and environment. So if you have a process safety management program in your facilities, it will work to protect 3 of them. And if you have occupational health and safety management in your facility, it will only focusing to save people. The number 4, protect workers, as I spoke. But in process safety management, it protects workers and public alike and properties. So it's a broad level. Then focusing on changing an individual behavior. So if you have occupational safety, health and safety management program in your facility, it will focus on people's and limited people's. But in process safety management, it designs which it will work on a behavior, of course, rather than bringing a new equipment. So it will dig for the reason why people are not following, what is happening if the procedure is not okay, or the equipment, or the people behavior. So it's in a broad level again. And then number 6, normally cheaper to implement. So process safety management is costlier, and occupational health safety management is cheaper. That's mean if you want to put this system, occupational health OHS program in your facility, it will cost you less. But process safety management is expensive. Why it is expensive? Because it's require an expert with heavy experience, who they understand the micro level activities, and they can do not only the assessment, they can also do the analysis, which is more deeper. Then occupational safety number 7, easier to understand because it affects us all. So it's very easy to understand. But process safety management is very complicated. To understand, it requires special training. It requires a number of years experience in the industrial level, in a heavy industrial level, whether it is a refinery or chemical industry, or what is the complexity. So it depends on that, and then consciously communication of a succeed. So it means that if we design the program, it has to be also cascaded, it has to be trained, and there should be a lot of other programs included. Number 8, addresses incidents involves personal safety at an individual level with small consequences, like a finger cuts or a small bleeding, a small rupture, and other things. But process safety management addresses a major hazard, like if there are likely to results in a major incidents, like with a big consequences, or maybe fatalities or multiple fatalities. So this is a broad picture. The number 9, it needs to be on the agenda at the team meeting. So it is very easy that small team meetings, small group of people, they can manage this, but PSM should be in the agenda of a broad meetings. It means you need to have a production with you, in line with you. You need to have a maintenance department with you. It need to have an engineering department, security department, name it. You just you can put. I mean, the entire decision makers has to be involved in this. So OHS, occupational health and safety, is like that. What is occupational health and safety? Is one of the most important aspects of human concern. It aims to adaptation of working environment to workers for the promotions and maintenance of the highest degree of physical or mental or social well-being of workers in all occupations. The question of occupational health and safety as a global issue is now taking a new turn. The main contributory factors towards the ideology and made of behavior. So it's depending on behavior, people's behavior and actions, practices and seeds. And seems to be due to the rapid industrial development that are taking place in the developing country like Bangladesh or rest of the world or wherever it is required. The recommended practice emphasize proactive approaches to managing occupational health and safety. The traditional approaches are often reactive. That is, actions are taken only after worker is injured or becomes a sick or a small fire incident. So we understand now the occupational health and safety works. If there are issue goes bad, if there are issue goes wrong, then only you need to do something. But process safety management is not like that. Process safety management works from behind and from all multiple angles. So they don't allow small injuries or big injuries or big incidents. It works for broad level. The reality fact, effective safety management is still going wrong. What we mean by that, a good questions, do you know what could go wrong in your chemical allied industry? If you ask these questions, this is a good questions. But better questions, are you ready for what could go wrong in your chemical or allied industry? So this is a better questions. Are you ready? First one is, do you know? Knowing things, and if you are ready. Then the best questions, have you done everything you reasonably can to prevent all that could go wrong? No, lives depends on it. So the best questions is, have you done everything? It means your facility needs post program or PSM program. If you do not determine that, and if you are not ready, if you are not implementing those practices, procedures, and other things, then it will be a bad news in future. So if these three questions, if you ask to any industry owner or the decision makers, they will say, yes, we know the problem and we are ready to face, or we're ready to tackle that, and we have done everything. We have the permits, we have fire safety plan, we have that and these and those. But if the incident happened, if you ask this question before incident, they will reply differently. But if you ask these questions after the tragic incident, in the recent news, the area owner will say yes, but it will be wrong. So they are obviously would have to be wrong, because if three of these things are considered, first question and second question, and like a good question or better question or best questions, then this incident could have been avoided. We all professional knows one thing is that safety incident can be prevented. How? Okay, this is why you need to understand, or everybody have to know, that how you can prevent incidents. and by what program and what tools or technique you require. Because incidents will have not occurred if prevention or preventive measures are in place and implemented. So we know the reality is like that. So you can also ask yourself where you are working. If you are a decision maker, you know this good question, better question, and best questions, and evaluate your facilities. And then you can know that which program is actually working for your facilities. Consequences, we always know that it is in a multiple effects. It might be spillage or emissions. It can be a fire or explosion, or toxins or asphyxiations, air pollutions, and it can also include a land, water, air pollution in additional adverse effect that may result from the fire or explosions. So we know the consequences in a different levels, but for sure that when there are fire, there will be a multiple effects on environments and property and so on in a business level also. So we have to think of it. So if you're able to identify the consequences in earlier stage, this is what we call the risk factor, then you will be able to put the control measures properly. So local standard in BNBC, interestingly, page 4044 or 4005 or something, article number 163, health, safety, and environment, which they have spoken. This is what, unfortunately, this much, one paragraph, is just talking about the safety. Okay, each project, it can be an industry or anything, the safety and health of the workman and surrounding during the constructions or various activities having impact on health and safety and environment. They have mentioned health, safety, and environment. They forgot to mention property. So this is another loopholes. Need to be identified with their likely effect and proposed preventive corrective actions. Actually, preventive and corrective do not go at the same time. Okay, preventive is something else, and corrective is preventive. We call pre-incident, and corrective is a post-incident. So corrective will come later, together with the concerned stationary obligations, like BNBC is obligations. So the system planned for health and safety and environment shall address and cover the above, including use of personal protective equipments by all concerned and reporting on their monitoring and controls during the project implementation. So this is the paragraph written in the BNBC, and to me as an expert, it's very weak and it is not complete, and this is what is the reality we are having. And we're having a national health and safety policy. Interestingly, as you can see, number 1 up to 15. So it's written in Bangla. I'm not going to go deeper. You will have the slides later and you can read later. But I'm just going to criticize because it's a safety is a saving activities or property or environment saving activities. This 15 paragraph poorly written here will never ever ensure the safety of any facilities. And this is what my observations, but unfortunately this is the national policy which exists. So in my view, why the fire is taking place, why the incident is happening, because our policy has weakness, our code has weakness, and we can speak. I mean, we have to speak, because safety professional, the profession of safety is to speak truth. Okay, there is no but or why. So if there are something is weak, we have to raise and say it is weak. Many speakers, people are talking in many platforms. They are telling that there are no coordination between these and that. They just blame. But I'm highlighting the points where direct. So this weakness, all of us, whoever is here listening, that if you have the opportunities, please raise your voice. If you are able to participate on policy dialogue, then please highlight this policy has to be rewritten. If we do not have expert, bring the expert. Okay, I can help, for example, but I'm not talking for myself. I'm talking about general. If you do not have expert in Bangladesh, bring them from America or under the soil, no issue. Invest on them, bring them up, and then write it down properly so our industry will operate safely. Our focus is always misleading us, telling whether you have the license to operate. Okay, license is giving you permission to operate. Whether you have fire safety plan. Okay, that is another one. Including that, you might require for a facilities 40 different certifications or approval or to operate. But what is missing? The missing is the industry level protections, which we are talking about procedure, policy, guideline. Those things is actually ensuring the safety of the facilities and safety of the people and environment. And unfortunately, it is not available. A local standard, DIFE is a factory establishment. Okay, and this is another jurisdiction for us, for all industry, especially garments factories are very much concerned or in line with the DIFE. So managing health and safety in workplace, they have identified here 1 to 12. So I'm wondering that managing health and safety by this 12th sentence, whether it is capable. Definitely not. Definitely not. As an industry expert, I can see a lot of things is missing here. So they haven't speak in the whole paragraph. Nowhere it is mentioned if a chemical, how the chemical has to be identified or handled. So all the garments factory are using chemicals, and DIFE, this is the managing health and safety standard, where it is not mentioning anything how they will handle the chemical. This is very unfortunate. So now I'm not going to go deeper. I'm just going to give you the slides. Then you will know, and you can look for these, and you will know our country. The PSM is, as we speak, PSM is a very high-level activities. Let us begin the obligations to PSMs, why the PSM is required. PSM program is applicable for a facility required to comply with the PSM if they use manufacturers or produce or store or handle or involved in the on-site movement of chemical that are on the list of a high hazard chemical. As per OSHA 29 CFR 1910.119 Appendix A, it is clearly stated what should be done, how it has to be implemented, what are the elements in PSM. There are 14 elements in PSM, and how these 14 elements mean 14 programs you have to develop in order to ensure the PSM program is on motion and it will work. Otherwise not. After above, the threshold or quantity set by the OSHA have a process which involves an inflammable liquid or gases in quantity of 10,000 pounds or more. Okay, I repeat, 10,000 pounds or more, as well as 137 listed highly hazard volatile chemicals. It means, as per EPA, it is defined this 137 numbers of chemicals. They are most critical and they're volatiles. And those if any facilities are having this type of chemical in their facilities, then they have to follow the PSM, or manufacture explosive or any protections in the quantity. So it doesn't mean what is the quantity. If you have a 5 kg, for example, okay, 5 kg or let's say 10 kg, doesn't matter what is the quantity. If you have an explosive agent in your facilities, then PSM program is must. So it is clearly defined that why PSM is required and where, in what stage. Then this is one of the elements of protein elements that I have spoke. Process hazard analysis is one of the key factor for implementing process safety management. So how the industry expert has to begin with. A process hazard analysis, PHA, is organized and systematic efforts to identify and analyze the significance of potential hazards associated with the processing and handling of high hazards chemicals, such as. So the PHA also analyzes the hazards of the process, including the potential causes and consequences of fire, explosion, and release of a toxic or flammable chemicals. So the process hazard analysis will do what? It will capture the indications that you have the potential capabilities or possibility of the consequences, whether it is a fire or explosions or release, and it will affect what. So this analysis will identify the key factors, and then it can be listed, and then later on you can put the preventive measures or the corrective measures or protective measures, whatever. So PHA must make the recommendations of additional safeguards to adequately control identified hazards or to mitigate their effects. So if in case anything is happening and some releases happen or emissions, or it is going to affect the environment, people surrounding, or workplace, town, city, whatever, then that this may be generated by the post PHA evaluations. So it has to be identified in a gradual manners, that what is the depth of effect in terms of findings. So PHA is another critical elements that is required for if you want to ensure your work site to be safe. PSM tetrahedrons. So PSM has a tetrahedrons like a process safety system and operational discipline, then safety culture and leaderships. Once you combine these three together, then effective process safety management programs is fixed. So you can imagine process safety system, when it talks about process safety systems, in these systems, there are multiple layers of programs. So there are a lot of programs combined together, then it becomes a system. Then when all this system is implemented, then operational discipline, that's when it has to be practiced. It has to be in the use, okay? And there is no exceptions for not following the discipline. And then as safety culture and leaderships will monitor the activities to achieve the process safety management is stable. Process incident pyramids, it's another way of activities that it is not referring to the OSHA as OSH. OSH is having different categories of identifying the incident reporting or evaluating. So an event that is potentially catastrophic, an event of involving in release, a loss of containment of a hazardous material that can result in large scales health and environment consequences are considered PSM incident. So when it is going to affect a large community or large effects, then it has to be considered it is a PSM incident. However, the industrial incidents are categorized as per the pyramid ranking chart. As you can see, it is started with the here. Okay, it is not talking about unsafe act. So unsafe act, it is terms used in OSH, but when it is used in the process safety management, it's not talking about unsafe act, because unsafe act is an individual issue. Unsafe behavior is a collective issue. So if one guy is not doing something, or not following, or is doing something bad, then it is an action. It is his personal individual action. The behavior, it is actually for a community. Then process safety near miss. So what is happening, that you might have a release and you have contained it, you ensure the containment. So it can be considered near miss, and it is not affecting environment or people or other stuffs, or like property and other things. So PSM also has PSM incidents are leveled, level 1, level 2, and process safety management, how it is to be designed, then major incident. So this pyramid's showing us that how the incidents reporting of PSM incident reporting is different. Hazard versus risk, as we all know, that you can see a picture, a man is standing away from water, and in the water there is a shark. So these conditions presents, you are having a hazard. So if you enter in the water, where you can put yourself in the risk. So it's very simple to understand. Electrical line is a hazard for you unless you put your finger on it or if you touch it. The time you expose yourself, that can be risky. So that risk has to be understood, that, okay, how big consequences or what is the effect outcomes, whether it will make the small injury or it will cause big injury, whatever. So this is a clear understanding of hazards and risk. So participation of hazards, how you will think of the process safety management views HAZMAT, hazardous material, in abbreviation of hazardous materials or substances in quantities or forms that may pose a reasonable or potential risk to health, property, or environment. So anything or any substances that, whatever the quantity, the volumes, it will affect, and what is the effects on a health level or property level or environment, that has to be identified clearly. So the programs that it must be available in the facilities, it's called hazardous material program, that how you will handle it, how you will store it, how you will ship it, who will be in charge, what is the responsibility, and etc. Then hazards, harmful contents or substances or elements as per the categories, which you can refer to 137 chemical name, that if it is included in that or not. Then hazard, capable to harm or vulnerability. So it means that anything that can cause harm is referred to a hazard. And then HASCOM. HASCOM is a hazardous communications. So if you see a signboard giving you the electrical connections or electrical box, there is a danger mark with a skull and two bones crossing. That is a hazardous mark. So it is showing you there is a warning, there is a hazard, or it is danger. So this type of safety signs is considered HASCOM, and HASCOM is another program that has to be in the facilities. So this is just to give you the idea that hazard-related activities and facilities has to be identified properly, so it will work together. PSM standard means the process safety management. PSM is a regulation put into the motion by the Federal Occupational Safety and Health Administration Standard, refer OSHA 29 CFR 1910-119. It was designed as a tool to help companies prevent highly hazard chemicals, HSCH, from being mishandled or released. So if it is mishandled, there will be an issue. So there are a lot of activities, catastrophic incident happen before this PSM program has been discovered. So when this standard actually implemented or written, okay, before that there was a lot of industry incident, a big incident happened, and then all safety professionals, they identify that they have to implement a system that will work to protect people more, and it's beginning. So highly hazardous chemicals are found in numerous industries, as you know, that these include toxic chemical, reactive chemicals, and flammable liquids, gas. If not managed safely during the manufacturer's transport, storage, and use, these chemicals can cause disastrous incidents with extremely dangerous and sometimes fatal consequences and destructive. So we know that all these things can cause huge damage, okay, in a stable business also. This is an abstract that actually there is a story behind that. 2023 BEAWorld organized international conference and from the chemical engineering department. They invited open for professionals to participate. 96 numbers of applications were submitted through the abstract, and this is my abstract that I have prepared for that. And BEAWorld has selected my abstract, and I become the spokesman. For the first time, they organized a PSM-related discussion in BEAWorld history, and I was very honored to present that. So it was checked, and there is no forgery. It is written in a fact base. This is just to share with you, so you will know that what is happening in context of Bangladesh, where we can improve. So there are some information in that. It will benefit you guys. So benefit of implementing PSM, the process safety management prevents serious injuries and illness, property damage, lost productions, and negative environmental impact, including business reputations. An organization that refers to a sustaining business be compliant with the regulatory functions and implement process safety management for stakeholders, community, or satisfaction of local and international customers. And meeting to a PSM means a meeting to a EPA chemical incident prevention provision. So this is very much important that if your country is actually under the command or having the mutual understanding between United Nations, then all United Nations listed countries must follow the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, and their guideline. So it is mandatory for each country who is having the understanding or the member country of United Nations. So it is not just that whether I want it or not, it is actually the reputation of the country leaders or the country itself. So preventing the penalties or situations of business permit cancellations, it can also be the final consequences. So if anyone is implementing PSM, if it is under the conditions of PSM implementation requirements, that has to be considered. Unfortunately, that we, as I have spoke, none of our standard or code, no one has spoke about PSM. No standard in Bangladesh is speaking that the guideline of PSM has to be implemented. But there are companies like CAFCO, they are following PSM. But unfortunately, BCICs, they are having a lot of other industry, chemical industry, they do not follow PSM program, unfortunately, and I'm not sure why. So what we have seen in a little discussions, we can have our discussion all day long or maybe 5 days discussions in a different manner to make you understand better. But these topics that I have created in a very short notice, actually, there was some problem in the program presenter. So I have just come up with the idea that, okay, let us speak on a very specific small topics. So let us consider this awareness is a welcome call for further enhancement. So we can, if you are working in a chemical environment or in the area where the volatile chemicals are present, and you are working in a complex design industry, then how you will implement this entire system. So you can have the idea now. So thank you for being with me in the discussions. Now floor is open for anybody's to ask me questions. So we can have a discussion as required. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faisal Ahmed, for such an informative and practical session. You have clearly explained that distinction between OHS and PSM and why process in the industries require an additional layer of safety governance beyond general workplace safety. Now we will move to question and answer segment. I request all participants to kindly post your question in the chat box. I will take them one by one. Or you can raise your hand also and ask your question. Okay, I can see some question comes in chat box. Mr. Hasan Habib Rakib. Let me ask Mr. Hasan Habib Rakib, and after that I will take another question from you. Mr. Habib Rakib asked that what are the criteria for implementing process safety management PSM in an industry? Is PSM required for all types of industries? Mr. Faisal Ahmed, can you answer this?
Yeah, it is actually have been spoke, that any industry or any facilities Okay, it is not, let's say it is Szechuan juice factory, for example. Szechuan juice factory is storing a chemical which is classified as within the 137 category of chemical which are highly hazard, and they are classified as potential or critical chemicals. If those chemicals are present in that facilities and the quantity is 10,000 pounds and beyond, then that facility must follow the PSM. So this is the standard, say, what standard explain. It is not, okay, this factory has to have a PSM. It's not like that. Or chemical industry has to have that. Okay, there are chemicals which are neutral. There are chemicals which are volatile. So it depends on the category of chemical which they are storing or using or producing. So it has to be clarified first what volatile chemicals are there and what is the quantity, and that can be referred whether the terms of PSM as per OSHA 29 CFR 1910-119, if it is classified and if it is falling under that conditions, that they have to follow the PSM. I hope that it meets the answer.
Thank you, Mr. Faisal, for your excellent explanation. And next, who want to ask question? Please raise your hand. Mr. Farzan, please ask your question.
My question is the example you have given just now about the Szechuan factory. Storing chemicals in their storage facility, but just by storing a few chemicals in our storage, you are not involving it with any kind of chemical process. So why would process safety management will be involved in such context? I just have a doubt about that. So can you clarify?
Thank you. Actually, the standard says if a listed or classified chemical which is within the 137 name of a chemical, if one of them or two of them or five of them are stored or used or manufactured. So it is not just talking about if you are storing them, it is mandatory to follow. If you are producing them, you need to follow, or you are using it. So in whatever or whichever cases is that, the standard says that if it is exceeding the volume which is 10,000 pounds, then you need to follow the PSM. This is the guideline. So I understand what you are talking. It depends on criteria of overall risk. So you can go further deeper. For example, you are having sulfuric acid in some area, and sulfuric acid is also categorized on 137 numbers. So if you have a very huge quantity somewhere stored, then what is the safety program you are having to ensure that it will not be released, or it will not harm people, or it will not act in a different way? Most of our incident, if you refer in Bangladesh, that fire service is crying, fire service people are dying because the industry owners do not give them the informations, or they do not actually know what is the stored chemicals are there. So what the standard says, it says it is a guideline, but it is also depending on authority having the jurisdictions. It does not mean fire officer from FSCD or anybody. Authority having jurisdictions must also have the knowledge on making decisions. He knows what he is going to offer. He knows what he is going to recommend. He is expert, he have experience, and he have references. And then he will let you know the recommendations of, okay, this control measures is good for this area. So it's depend at that way. But we are in Bangladesh, we are not in America. If you are in America and you are having this as the jurisdiction says, you don't have exceptions other than to follow the PSM. But we are in Bangladesh and we do not have any such code or procedure or compulsion documents saying that you must follow PSM. So it depends on a personal levels that you want to ensure protection of your property, people, and environment. It is up to you. So yeah, this is what the answer is for the time being, because we do not have compulsion. There is no jurisdiction. There is no BNBC is not talking about that. DIFE is not talking about that. Fire service is not talking about that. So who is there? Nobody. Even the safety policy guideline that I had, one of the slides shows 15 text or 15 line of requirements. In that is also not mentioned PSM. So you can understand that we are having a lot of chemical incidents in Bangladesh, but most of the cases, they are getting hidden, and we are not very vocal because our reporters, they don't know how to ask questions. Our experts, they're not very much familiar on this side of PSM because we do not have curriculum. Just recently, BEAWorld had initiated PSM master degree just 2 years back, I think. And still people are learning, and then they will come to the field. And when they will come to the field and they do not have practice, because there is no industry equipped or having the system of PSM. Like CAFCO is having, yes, but everybody cannot go to CAFCO. So yes, you are having a learning, but you do not have facilities. You know the driving, but you do not have car. I hope you understand that.
Thank you for your answer. That was very important point, especially for professional working in chemical process industries. Any next question? Please raise your hand. Mr. Daidul Kader Hasan, he is from Niger and he is with us. If you have any question regarding this.
Hi everyone. At my side is not the question. It is just to appreciate the speaker. So the presentation is very nice. So we have more knowledge about safety management. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hassan. We're very pleased and we're very overwhelmed to having you in our session. Mr. Faisal, please.
No, I just wanted to congratulate him and want to speak to him in Arabic. كيف الحال؟ شكرا كلام السلام وإن شاء الله كن زين. Okay, any other speaker? Any questions that you are going to ask today? You will going to learn more. If you do not have question, I'm going to ask question. Are you ready? You know, in my
Assalamu
opinion,
alaikum, sir. I have a question I wish to ask you. That
Yes.
is that the thing you mentioned in your presentation today. So how do you, what is your vision that Bangladeshi student, like those who completed bachelor or doesn't have too much exposure in the industry, should do to increase the safety procedures of these fire safety or hazard related issues?
Well, it's
So what education what should we do? Because I just recently completed bachelor. So my question is that how to increase the knowledge and to how to get access to this source of knowledge or more information materials. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a very good, attractive questions to me because, yes, the young people like you do not have much exposure. It is because of our system problem. It is a very small answer. But what we can do, if the first questions that you need to ask yourself, whether you want to improve yourself being a safety professional. So if you want to become a safety professional, then yes, I can help you in a different way that you can achieve more knowledge. But if you do not want to establish yourself as a safety professional, then it is different topics. So it depends on you. You want to improve yourself to become a safety professional in future, or you want to be within the measure that you have the bachelor degree. So it's depend on you. It's totally dependent on you. And there are a lot of resource. There are a lot of area that we can help you. Yes.
Thank you very much. Mr. Faisal, you can also ask question as you wanted.
Yeah, I want to ask question. Yes, actually, in my opinion, giving a lecture on something, if it is a very big lecture, it does not actually enter in the mind, especially for fresh people or young people, or who they do not know about heavy industry. By the way, there are categories. Industry actually categorized in a light industry and heavy industry. Unfortunately, we do not have that also in Bangladesh. So we need to understand how to place the questions. If you do not have experience, then it is very limited for you to ask questions. You don't know how to make the questions. And this is the tricks. The heavy experience people have a lot of knowledge. They can easily make the question faster. And it is always encouraging. And this is one of my practice. When I was a bad student always in the class. I mean, in my career, that was an obligation to me that if I want to sit in my chair, the position I was holding, then I have to get some training for myself, and I have to train others for their education. So I was in the critical situation, and I was very bad in the class. When I'm learning from others, American teachers or British, whoever they come, I make them crazy. And how I make them crazy? And let me give you the idea. So you will be, inshallah, you will be also follow the same. And this will make you learn, and this will also make others learn at the same time by your question. First things that any questions is not insignificant. That please put in your mind, any questions related to the topics is not insignificant. That's mean every questions is valuable because it will reflect your understanding to the trainer and to others. Especially the trainer will know if your questions is strong. Trainer can understand that you have understand topics in a broad level. If your question is weak, then trainer will know that you did not focus or you somehow missed the understanding, so he will try to help you. So this is better idea that when you are listening from today, in future, if there are any session like this, please sit with a pen and paper, and when the slides goes on, and pick any questions, look for the questions to create. So your mind will be focusing much more on the slide because you're going to write the questions. So you will be more focused. Your intentions to be in the focus, your intentions, you want to learn. But the technique of learning is if you have a pen and paper and you're following the slides and you try to write the questions from the slides. Let's say I have 30 slides. By now, you should have each of you should have 30 numbers of questions. I mean, if you want to learn. So this is what I am. So you can imagine that each slide means I have a question. I need to understand. So this is how I used to educate myself, and I also educate my other colleagues. So this is a secret that I'm sharing to you. Make the trainers understand that your questions are not insignificant, and that has to be answered properly. Now, I'm going to ask a questions to you. My question will be like that. It's very minor questions. Can you see a strength of hazard? Is human is capable to see the strength of hazard? In other words, can you see the hazard? What is actually the meaning of hazard? Is there anybody? We don't see the participations. Yes, proceed, please.
So, for me, hazard is the risk assessment. If I understand the hazard is a risk assessment.
Hazard is not a risk assessment. My question is, what is hazard? The risk assessment is to identify the risk factor. Hazard identifications to know whether that can be risky. That means that hazards can put you at risk. So hazard is not actually the risk. Hazard is producing the risk. And risk has a ranks. It is low risk, medium risk, or high risk. So if you do not identify the hazards, of course you cannot identify the risk. But my question is, can you see hazard? Can humans see the hazard?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, please.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum. Actually, hazard, very simply, if we want to say, is just a source of any danger. I mean, if we see around us anything, which is a threat of a danger, we can say it's a source of a danger, then we can identify that hazard. So if you want to say that whether we can see hazard or not, definitely we can see the hazard if we look at surround of us, even while we are walking, whether there is any slipping possibilities there or not. If there is any water, then that definitely it's a hazard. So like this, I mean, if we look around us, definitely we can identify our hazards. Just a source of danger, you can say.
So what you are talking, it's a source that you can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my question is, okay, the source will indicate you that there are a source of hazards or presence of hazards. But what is hazard?
It's a,
Okay,
I mean, as a source of danger, you can say. Possible danger is there.
Possible danger.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody else? Please.
Actually, I want to add something. As
Yes.
you said, hazard is something that has the potential to harm us. That
Yeah.
means actually hazard cannot be seen. It can be analyzed, observed, or realized. And risk is the likelihood hazard, the hazard that can likelihood of hazard causing harm. So if it is say something you pointed a picture that if you fall into water, it is a hazard. But if you if a shark comes, then it is actually risk for you. So so far I can understand actually hazard, it cannot be seen actually. It realized, analyzed, or it can be recognized actually.
Good. Let me add. Hazard is actually referred to the energy. Hazard is referring to the potential ability. In English terms, when they say potential ability to cause harm, it is referring to the strength. It is referring to the energy, amount of energy. For example, if electricity is a hazard, now the second question comes, what is the voltage? Now, if it is 5 voltage or 3 voltage, you can touch them and nothing will happen to you. Okay, so physically it will not injure you. But this 3 voltage or 5 voltage is hazard for a spark. So that can cause fire. Okay, so yes, it is not going to be physically make you ill, or it will not create your life, but that can ignite fire. So the strength, the layer of strength or the level of strength, that each level has a different steps or different abilities to cause harm. Now, sulfuric acid, 95% pure or 98% pure. Of course, it is very, very volatile. Okay, if it is diluted in, let's say, in a volume of 5%. So yes, 5% sulfuric acid diluted one, you can wash your hand, nothing will happen. But 98%, if you put your hand is gone. Okay. So yes, you are absolutely right. Hazard cannot be seen because hazard is energy, and that has to be evaluated, tested, and recognized the capabilities or the strength, volatile or the vulnerabilities. Then only you will be able to identify the risk factors. Okay. Thank you for having a small discussion in that. And my second question is, If anyone wants to commit suicide, do they have to follow safety? Anyone wants to kill himself, he wants to finish himself. My question is, she or he needs to follow safety or not?
No, sir, he will not follow the safety procedures. He will try to violate the safety procedures.
Anybody else need to say something? Say something, no issue. There is no pass and fail. I'm not going to fight.
Yes, actually, they are not following the safety rules definitely, but they don't like to harm others, but they just want to harm themselves only. That's it. So they are not they are keeping safe the others, but they're not keeping safe themselves.
Okay. আর কেউ কিছু বলতে চাইবেন? বাংলায় বলেন, অসুবিধা নেই, ইংলিশ না বলে অসুবিধা নেই, বাংলা।
Can I say something?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Sir, thank you very much. Actually, a fruitful discussion that is been taken right now, and I am personally very pleased at this type of session. Actually, this is very important, but unfortunately, in Bangladesh, I am working as a senior engineer for the last 26 years. But the method is that what you said earlier, that not too much remarkable precautions, safety hazards are still now categorized in Bangladesh, particularly in industry. So many types of accidents are occurring in most of the years we are noticing. Do you think we should have to be morally, ethically have to be developed first, then the calm of question of safety will come? What precautions may be taken so that we can be bound to obey this? Actually, in general, we are alike that we cannot, we want to be compelled to obey the rules. This is the fact in Bangladesh, whatever I noticed so far. So can you please tell us some safety measures that has to be implemented as a law?
Thank you. Actually, it's as I mentioned earlier, that none of our compulsion code it turns off in the procedures, law or rule, okay, fire rule or fire act, okay, those are not actually complete. There are a lot of missings. There are a lot of things is not actually complete. That is the first thing. Now you have asked that what can be done. There are actually humans do not want to follow. This is the human culture, and especially the owner of the facilities, they do not want to invest. This is another culture. This is the country or the government, the policy makers. They need to ensure, they need to say, okay, we're having a lot of incidents in Bangladesh. Our firefighters are getting killed by the fire of others when they go for responding them. So what can be done? And honestly speaking, all these decision makers are sleeping. I'm having some problem. Sometime some television channel, they come and they take my interview, and I'm in a bad situation sometime. I'm an investigator. I know things by seeing. I understand what is happening, and if I speak truth, then I become enemy of some people. And if I do not speak, my heart is burning. So I'm having a really bad situation. Coming back to your answer, that you said that we need to improve our ethically, morally. No, sir, that will not work. As I mentioned, humans do not want to follow. So you make them follow. How you will make them follow? You need to implement. You need to have procedures. For example, government did not compel, government did not give you guideline. Your facility, you are the owner or you are the decision maker. You are responsible of, let's say, under your responsibility, 50 people or 100 people are working. This 100 people means 100 family. Okay.
Right, sir.
100 families working under your responsibility, and you want to implement safety for them. And if your management is supporting you, then you can develop the procedures that will safeguard, that will ensure the safety practice. And you will say, okay, gentlemen, from today, this is the procedures, and we must follow that. Interestingly, let me tell you one thing that in my entire time since I arrived in Bangladesh, after 30 years working abroad, I returned on 2020. Since then, I haven't seen a company or factory or any industry, I'm sorry to say that, they do not have fire extinguisher maintenance procedures. If you are working in the facilities, you know better than me. Ask yourself, do you have fire extinguisher maintenance procedures? Very basic equipment. But the question is, do you have procedures when it has to be inspected visually, when it has to be inspected technically, when it has to be retested, when it has to be hydro tested? Do you have this document? So you ask yourself. You might be in charge for facilities, and you do not have this very basic document with you. Then you know you don't need to blame your government. You don't need to blame others. You blame yourself, because you are keeping your facility vulnerable, not others. You are the responsible. This is what, sometimes I'm talking a little harsh, and this is what my learning. I'm sorry. I have to speak like that. And I'm a bad man when I'm a safety officer. Safety officers is talking about safety. You do not have, you do not have. So I cannot be political. I will be speaking truth. I will be speaking truth, and then you will identify your gaps and you will improve your gaps. We can help you to develop these documents. I have developed incident management protocols, master emergency response protocols. I'm an author of 9 sets of documents. It is called emergency response procedures. And 9 procedures together is a master protocol. So yeah, we can help you to develop this. Do not think that it is not available. As I mentioned, if you do not have, you just raise your requirement. You bring it from India, from Pakistan, from Sri Lanka, from America, UK. It's up to you. You want to improve yourself, then you need to identify what is lacking. So carry one need assessment at your facilities to identify what can be done to improve. Then you list them, and maybe this year 5%, another year 10%, you can increase and improve. But this willingness is not available. Many of our experts is working in a very big industries, and they don't have this practice because they're not been trained, and no one has maybe communicated to them. They got NIBUSH certificate, IOS certificate, that this, and those certificate is actually not working in the real life. I hope you understand. I'm answering diplomatic. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Miss Kaira Mercy from outside of Bangladesh raised an interesting question. She asked, sir, additional question. How about the natural hazards like a storm? Isn't it visible?
That is not a hazard. Natural storm, wind, or hurricane, typhoon, tornado, those are already incident. Those are already a disaster. So those are not a hazard. Those are already happening. You are already in the motion of event. So it is already occurring, like thunder light. Okay, you will see the thunder light when it is ignited. Otherwise, you cannot see. So when it is happening, it means it is in a reality. So it is not in a hazard. It is already in the motion. So it is in the form of a natural incident, and do not have any indications. That is another way, like earthquake, do not have any early indications. So you can imagine that we are talking about industrial incident. In industry, any incident can be prevented through the program and system and safety practice and procedures and training and other things. But natural things, no, cannot be controlled at all. It cannot be also detected also. Hope it is answering the question.
Thank you. Anyone have any question?
Sir, I have another question, which is that in Bangladesh, like outside Dhaka city, like electricity pole or in electricity pole, many people who work in Purli Bidyut or DPDC or DESCO, when they're working in the transformer, many people die due to short circuit or many other reason. So, which safety procedures or safety training should they get, or these sorts of those who work in the power distribution network should the higher authority should operate for, so that in the village, like many storms or cyclone when happen, so the electricity disrupts and many works and many due to short circuit many people die. So which procedures or training or workshop should we conduct to eradicate this? Thank you.
I think actually when people in the village are working, not in a village, even in the town, I'm working, for example, I'm in the town, I'm walking in the street, suddenly because of the electrical pole or a failure or something, I'm exposed to the electricity and I'm electrocuted and I got an injury or death or whatever. It is not my fault. It is the fault of a system, because the energy sectors, unfortunately, see, we have maybe 50 news channels in Bangladesh. Have you seen any channel giving awareness to the people? These are safe. This is what you need to do. You keep away from the electrical pole. If you stay in that area, there might be any technical fault. If you touch the pillar, which is metal pillars, that you can be electrocuted. There are any awareness? All these people, they get their salaries and no responsibilities. Nobody is talking. They can easily appoint engineers to talk from power sector, from gas, from any, I'm really desperate. As I mentioned that when I came to Bangladesh, this is a place I was wondering. When I came to Bangladesh, I discovered myself that I'm a certified incident commander and fire service do not have one. That makes me not happy. That makes me very sad, because you need, it's 180 million people's country. And if you do not have incident commanders, you do not have professionals where we are now. So it's not a personal level that you can educate people that, okay, you do this and that. No, it has to come from the systematic way. They need to maybe put a barricade and a specific zone if there are something. They do not even do the inspection on time. Even though there is a schedule, you will see the inspectors will go where there is a money. Okay. You will see where there is a money. Otherwise, they will not even bother. So it's not on a human level that we can do something. It is actually systematically, it has to be taken care of by the authority or government itself. They need to put a program. They need to use the media channels to make discuss always. I mean, I think one dedicated channel is required. The whole day they will be speaking about safety, driving safety, road safety, that whatever it is. There should be like that. I mean, then only maybe people will know. Okay. But see, this platform, what we are now talking through, if this platform is not there, then maybe we are not connected. Maybe you will not know that who am I. Okay. So we have the facilities, and now it is a digital footprint, and everyone is having the smartphone on their hand. We can easily reach to the people, but unfortunately, it is not happening now. I'm not sure in future government if they can adopt these. I don't know. This is my answer.
Thank you very much. Any question? Miss
There is-
Kaira Marcy, you are from abroad. We came to know. If you have any comments on this session.
I would like to ask one more question.
Okay, please, sir.
My question is that many of us, we know the confined space. Many of us, we know the confined space. We know it is very dangerous and critical. What is the meaning of limited entry in terms of confined space? Can anybody tell me what it means? It is written in English, and I have spoke. What is the meaning of limited entry? So what exactly it is referring to? কেউ কি বলতে পারবেন যে কনফাইন্ড স্পেসের ব্যাপারে কনফাইন্ড স্পেসের এন্ট্রির ইয়েতে একটা টার্মস লেখা থাকে যে লিমিটেড এন্ট্রি তো এই লিমিটেড এন্ট্রির মানেটা কি অ্যাকচুয়ালি
Sir, can I tell?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, what I mean in a very general sense, limited entry actually refers to the restriction to a place where there is a program or resource due to capacity, safety, and regulation is there. So it refers to a limited entry. Where the question comes of capacity, safety, or there is a regulation in that place. So there is written limited entry.
আর কেউ কি বলবেন anyone wants to speak anything?
স্যার আমার মনে হয় যে লিমিটেড এন্ট্রি বলতে যে ট্যাঙ্কস বা মনে করেন যে ভোল্ট হোক বা মানে যে কোনো একটা ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে যেখানে সহজে আর কি যাওয়া যায় না কিছু মানে খুবই মানে যেখানে একটা এজ এ হিউম্যান বিং আমি সরাসরি ওখানে এক্সেস পাবো না, তো এরকম ডিফিকাল্ট পজিশনে যদি কোনো কারণে মানে যদি ভেন্টিলেশনের প্রবলেম হয়, কিছু হ্যাজার্ডাস ধীরে ধীরে মানে কি বলবো যে অক্সিজেন হোক বা ফ্লেমেবল অবজেক্ট হোক এগুলা যদি বৃদ্ধি পায়, তো ওই সব জায়গাগুলোকে আমি কনফাইন্ড স্পেস হিসেবে আইডেন্টিফাই করতেছি। এটা হলো যে ল্যাক অফ হিউম্যান এন্ট্রির জন্য যে কনফাইন্ড স্পেসটা মানে গ্র্যাজুয়ালি আরো বেশি মানে লোয়ার লেভেল থেকে হায়ার লেভেলে মোর হ্যাজার্ডাস এক্সপোজারের জন্য রেডি হচ্ছে, এরকম কিছু।
না, এরকম কিছু না। আর কেউ কিছু বলবেন?
আমি যদি একটু অ্যাড করি, so limited entry is actually refer to restricted access, which improve efficiency and ensure sustainability by limiting the number of participants or entry point. Actually, is it like that?
Big no. Your internet cannot help you. Okay. This is what.
Can I ask again? Can I tell again?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So limited entry is to me to restrict access, improve efficiency, and ensure sustainability by limiting the number of participants or entry point. Actually, it is restricted access mainly refers.
আমি তো জানি যে মানে আমার তো এক্সপেরিয়েন্স থেকে আমি কোশ্চেনটা করছি, আমি খুব লাইট কোশ্চেন লিখছি আপনাদেরকে। I have asked very, very light questions. Because see, in the beginning I have spoke that what is occupational health. Okay, because if you have the misunderstanding, your entire understanding is missing. So English people, English language has a different type of meanings on time, and I in whole my career I was very much annoyed by the English people. Okay, because of their language. See, when you laymanly translate it, it will give you the different meanings, not the actual meanings which they knows we don't, or they do not even explain. Okay, if you go to the website now in Google, if you ask OSHA, as per OSHA, what is the definition of confined space, you will see three things written in that. The area which defined is limited and restricted and not designed for human occupancy. Three things. Okay, so these three things, those crazy people, they did not clarify each three categories, what is actually meaning of these three. Now all of you, most of you have mentioned that limited is restricted. No, limited is mentioned and restricted also mentioned. So restricted meanings is different, limited meanings is different, and it is not designed for human occupancy. It is clear, understood. So these English crazy people who actually wrote this, they knows what they have actually mentioned. And let me explain. Limited refers to the quantity. That's mean a confined space having less access point. Access and egress points are less. That's mean maybe 1 or 2. Okay. So limited means it is in number, it is limited. And restricted, it is congested, means it is tight, you cannot freely enter and you cannot freely exit. And that is referring to the restricted. So the area which is defined as a limited, it is referring, for example, you are having in your house, you are having 2 doors, entry and exit. instead of 2, if you are having 4 door, that means you are having more access and egress. Then it will not be considered limited access. So limited refers to the quantity, not the bodily size entry point. Restricted is another one. Okay, I hope you understand now the even a small English terms in our society, in our people, is very much confusing, and we do not, because it's not widely spoken. So we maybe learn a little bit here and there, and maybe we're not properly learning, or somebody is not properly giving the training, whatever it is. So I'm trying my best, or I tried my best. I hope you have benefited from some information, and I'm lucky to have a discussion with you guys. If there are no other questions, then maybe we can close our session.
Thank you,
Any
sir.
other from audience? I think not. Then we can close the session, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching the end of today's session. On behalf of BEAWorld, I sincerely thank our speaker, Mr. Faisal Ahmed, for sharing his valuable knowledge, professional experience, and practical insight with us. I also express my gratitude to our special guest, Engineer Sheikh Alamin, for joining and encouraging this initiative. Finally, heartfelt thanks to all participants for your active presence and engagement. Please stay connected with BEAWorld for upcoming sessions. We wish everyone a safe, healthy, and productive professional life. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you all.